Hey guys, this is Coach Joe coming to you from inside the Holy Cronut, and today I'm bringing you the CWL Rising Season 4 Finals recap. And the Cronuts won! THC defeated Highly Active 87-86 in the closest finals match of this CWL season. Highly Active, the 15 seed coming into the playoffs, had a great playoff run, mostly due to their offense. Happily for us, we had a good idea of their strengths, and we built our bases to try and combat those strengths. Great war from them, great effort, and I wish them luck for next season. So let's take a look at the stats. We hit 9v9 at 67%. They were 62. That's pretty even. We had 4 10v10 triples, and they got 3. There's the star difference there. Both clans went 0 for 1 at 11v11 and succeeded on the 5 dips. So we cleared the 10s. They left 110 open. With the 3 11s doubled, that left 3 open stars for them on their bases, so we had an 87. They had the 3 11s doubled and 1 Town Hall 10 doubled for the 86. The finale came down to the fact that they went 9v11 and got all their doubles, but ended up with a lower percentage than our 10v11 doubles. That gave them more 10v10 chances that did not, unfortunately for them, turn into triples, and it also meant they couldn't dip out, finish the last 10, and hope for a tiebreaker victory, because we had the percentage locked up unless they managed to 11v11 triple. If they'd gotten it, an 11v11 revenge triple would have been our only hope as time expired. Fortunately for us, they failed the 11v11. In fact, I personally tested the attack that they used versus that base about a dozen times in the week leading up to the war, and pretty much as soon as the attack started, I was very confident that it was going to fail. Still, the hit went better than any of my tests, but we won CWL Rising this season, and we couldn't be happier. And now I'd like to bring on my guest for this recap, a recurring character, John from AYS. How you doing tonight, John?
I'm good, mate. How you doing?
I'm good, and thank you for joining me.
Yeah, of course. Excited to be here.
Any thoughts on the war?
Yeah, I mean, wow, it was certainly intense. I know in our family leaders chat, we I can't remember who it was, but someone posted a screenshot of the last hour of war, which showed, I think, was it 20 of us on voice? I remember, because I was doing several hits at the end of war, and I remember at one point I had to just basically shout over everyone and say, "Joe, what am I doing?" And I'm going to leave and plan my hits. It was very intense, and yeah, very, very up and down war, wasn't it? Because at one point we were looking. I mean, nines don't win wars, but nines can put you in a very disadvantageous position. And we were struggling at one point, weren't we? Quite badly.
Yep.
We cleaned very poorly our first few cleanup attempts, and we were flirting with 50% at one point, and then luckily pulled together a string of 7 or 8 cleans to finish it off. Whereas they went the other way. They were hitting, I think, in the 80s at one point. I mean, they were killing it, and then they also did a pretty poor job on the most part of cleaning up bases. So both clans struggled a bit. Both clans did well going in fresh and really struggled on cleanup. 9v9. So I mean, I feel like that was a big turning point in the war, really, for us. As much as nines don't win you a war, they managed not to lose us one.
Right, and both clans got a decent number of scouts, but I think both clans had maybe their worst 10v10 performance of the playoffs against each other in the finals.
Yeah, I mean, I guess realistically, probably a combination of. I mean, I know we tested our bases like crazy, didn't we? All of our bases.
Right, and I know from past experience with them that they test very well.
Yeah, so I think that's a testament. I mean, obviously the pressure plays a factor, but I think that plays a heavy testament to how good both clans' bases were, especially for. I mean, I don't think it's unfair to say that in general the Rising base quality is a little lower than the leagues above it. But not this war. This war, the bases were certainly as hard, if not harder, than any bases we had seen this season in Premier and AYS, which really is a testament to both clans.
Yeah, we worked very, very hard at it. So let's get into the attacks. And the first hit we're going to show is a 9v9 triple Sui Lalo from Heisenberg. This was fresh. And reminiscent of an attack that we did in the semifinals, he's going to come in with his heroes at 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock, and basically just set up his loon pathing for a spam across the top.
Yeah, and I mean, as soon as you see, I mean, I think we've spoken about it at least one or two of the recaps this season. As soon as you see both those sweepers pointing one way and stacked ADs, you know that even with a damage CC, which I believe this is, even with this being a damage CC, doesn't really matter because the sweepers and ADs are just negated for the most part completely, aren't they? So as long as you hit your poison, it's game over.
Yeah, and I mean, he didn't get the baby dragon and the poison very well, but he also had 3 hounds at the top, including a max hound that the pups were going to finish it off.
Yeah, I mean, that's 30, 34 pups, something like that. It's a lot of pups.
This was very early in the war. We had about a dozen people on voice just talking about hits as they were happening and everything. And I was just... everyone was making fun of me because I was just giggling during this hit with the back end hound into the 2 wizard towers in the Tesla farm. Just he had this extra hound to just toss into the back to just tank, and I don't know. I just thought it was the funniest thing. One note I meant to make earlier, and I'll make it now, is that this war was the Friday, Saturday after the Monday Town Hall 12 update, and we agreed in going into this war that neither clan would use any of the new stuff. Obviously donating max troops, there's nothing you can do about that. But neither clan was to use Electro Dragons. We couldn't use any siege, so we were a week behind on learning how the heck to use any of the sieges. But so you're not going to see any of that in this recap at all, because we didn't even know how to use it at this point, and we weren't allowed to use it. Second attack is Cronut doing a 9v9 triple with actually John's favorite attack, the quad golem.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really nice to see Cronut finally using this instead of time failing.
Well, this was interesting because I believe this was the last Town Hall 9, and that somehow we'd left it fresh, and we managed to get it to get we wanted one more scout, and we had like 2 or 3 attacks left, and we just nailed this one in one try, which was nice. But
it was, yeah.
Great job on the funnel, because at this point he's got a full golem at the bottom with another quarter golem, whatever. Both heroes, his CC, and then what's left as far as the defenses. I mean, the Expo, sure, and a couple of things flanking the Queen, but he's going to be able to march through his entry right into the core and not going to take any more damage.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, there's almost nothing left, is there? He's got to deal with the Queen, and he's got to make sure the bombs don't do too much damage. But apart from that, there's really not a lot up to threaten the base in any way.
Right, and there isn't really any space for his bowlers to walk into the bombs, because all the empty spaces are places they're not going to go. He uses his hogs, but honestly, the attack took about 220. I think he could have tripled it without using any hogs.
Oh, I'm sure he could have. I think you and I were talking before off video, weren't we? About, I mean, it's not the correct time to swag in the CWL final, but right. he probably could have done here.
So very, very clean attack, just when we needed it.
Yeah, very, very clean, very opportune moment as well to do it.
Here we have Tushar, and so he's going to come in with Shattered Lalo. Actually, he's got bowlers too, so Shattered Bow Lalo. Very easy funnel. He's got 2 wizards on either corner, and the mortar's not going to do anything. And this is a really smart entry. So the external funnel on the bottom is super, super easy. At the top, you can easily get that first layer of the builder hut and the archer tower down. So with the wall break right there, look how much that opens up with one jump.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I unfortunately failed on this base with my 9, I think, and I failed because I dropped my Queen a lot higher than where he dropped his. He dropped his very low when you look at that funnel, but it shows he learned from my attack because my queen walked towards that builder hut that's still up at 3. So he just identified what had happened in the previous attacks very well, and really he just dissected the base very well considering what was shown in the scout.
Yeah,
I mean, you can already tell this is absolutely crushed.
Right at this point, he's still got half of his army left, and there's not much that can even do damage to air troops.
He's just kind of dicking around at this point, isn't he? Just going, oh, where should I drop all my troops?
Well, yeah, actually, he was on voice during this attack and was kind of commenting like, I don't really know what to do because everything's dead.
He's got what's he got those war breakers for? He's got a couple of war breakers left.
Yeah,
no idea why.
It was in case
he
his first drop failed.
He really didn't want a wall breaker fail, obviously.
Yeah. So smash the base. All right. The next that we're going to show is a 10v10 triple from All-Star XYZ. And this is really good. Live, I was a little confused because you kind of watch where he drops the king. It looks like he kind of wants his queen to walk left. But of course, that's silly. She's right next to a camp. So that's one of those situations where you want her to walk opposite the camp, so he must want her to walk down. And walking up would be stupid anyway, right into the Inferno Tower with the king right there. That's insane. So he was trying to get her to go right, and that's why he holds onto his king ability forever here. And holds it, and holds it, and holds it. I mean, just forever. But he finally bangs through, and then there we go.
Yeah, just kept all those buildings up long enough, didn't he, for the for all that trash to stay up and make sure she pulled after going inside there. Really nice double rage wall break as well there.
Yeah, I honestly don't know if he knew that the little bomb was right there, but just making sure he set that off. I think he got a little lucky with the king taking that crazy angle. But more than likely, he was just going to do a test, and as soon as he saw... if you watch, he drops his wall breakers as soon as that little bomb goes off. So he saw the king was going to set it off and waited.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what he was doing. He had the test ready, and then as soon as he saw it trigger, he could spam. That's what's great, is that he could spam all of them under one rage and get that double layer.
So his first batch here is like great, but I think he wanted more loons to go left toward that mortar, and they didn't. Now they're in one pile, and so the entire attack comes down to how the loons split right here, and they split exactly how he wants them to.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that was nice, but truth be told, I think he had it anyway, because I think he had the time. Because the only thing that would have hurt was the time, right? He'd have still had enough loons left over. I think he'd have had the time. But yeah, it was a very nice split.
Well, we can check it in a second here. Let's see how long the attack actually took.
So 220, yeah, he'd have had time. Because he had so many minions left.
Yeah, about 232. So yeah, he would have had 28 seconds. Yeah, seems like he would have had it. Okay.
But definitely nice. Nice to get the split, for sure.
Yep. The final hit we're going to show is our final 10v10 triple of the world from John, which gave us the go-ahead. We were up by a star at this point because that meant we could dip to clear the 10s and still have one 11v11 left that was going to force them to either get another 10v10 triple to match us or do, like I said, the 11v11 and try to grab the percentage away from us.
I mean, there was another option there that you didn't mention, which was that although they went 9v11, 2 of their 9v11s were excellent percentage. So actually, if we didn't get this triple, what they could also have done is they could have 10v11'd a base that had very low percentage and dipped and got the win.
Yeah,
that also stopped that option for them as well. That removed that option.
I think they had something like a 69, a 59, and a 50.
Yeah, so I think they only needed like 13, or if they got a 65, say, on the 50 and dipped, they would have won on percentage. Whereas by getting this 10v10, we then cut that option out for them, really, because I was just we basically our last 11 was prepped for either a high percentage 2 or a 3, depending on what they did.
Right.
So that was this. It was nice. It was nice timing.
So this was an attack we tried shortly before this. That one came a little bit short, so we did a few. John did a few tweaks here on that attack, and they were really good tweaks. I'll let him take over here.
So yeah, we had tried this twice. Originally was Archon's plan, and yeah, the Archon got pretty unlucky with how his kill squad path, and then the second hit, the rage was a bit shallow, and the heals weren't ideal, and there were just tiny mistakes. It wasn't a bad hit, but it was just, you know, small things matter at 10v10, or did at least before Siege Machine. So yeah, I executed my kill squad spells a little bit better, including the poison, and then I got a little bit lucky with them breaking into the core to take down the king, which, I mean, wasn't necessary, but probably was more preferable to her taking down the Inferno Tower and the Wizard Tower.
Right, and then the previous hit, it took down the Inferno.
No, it didn't actually. They that was the thing, that we wanted the Wiz Tower and the Inferno to both go down, and they didn't either time. Which kind of sucked. Especially, like, Archon's Queen just ignored it and banged a wall, which was very... I mean, that's what she should have done, but it was because of unlucky pathing. And yeah, I was very happy with my wall breaker bomb trip there at 6:30. I thought of that about 10 seconds before I went into the attack. I was thinking about what to do with that bomb, and I was like, oh, I'll bring a few wall breakers and a hog, and I can trip it.
Right.
Just to make sure my heal goes a long way.
I'm gonna replay that, like, zoomed in, so that everybody can see what you're talking about there. And then that last heal kind of looks like, well, you didn't really need it, but if that Wizard Tower did some damage, then they hit that Giant Bomb, you might have failed the cleanup.
Yeah, as we said earlier in the video, this is not the time to swag and get cocky in any way.
Especially at that point where we were like 45 minutes left or whatever it was, yeah. And we need the hit to win. Yeah, so
no, absolutely.
So that's going to do it for my last recap of the season. The Holy Cronut, your Season 4 CWL Rising champion. So I know we worked really hard on that. I spent something like 32 hours or something testing bases between Sunday and Thursday. Like, I kept track. It was you know, I get out of work and then just all the way till bed working on bases. So it was crazy, but you know, in the end, we won. It was all worth it. So I want to thank John for joining me. Do you have, you know, any final thoughts about the war?
I mean, it was just a great end to a great season, wasn't it? It was just a fantastic achievement for us at THC, and very nice for the AYS Jewels as well, who didn't quite get to make playoffs, but we still managed to contribute towards a winning season in THC. It was very nice, and it's a great achievement for our overall clan family, which I truly believe to be one of the best families in Clash.
Yeah, so I got a whole bunch of thank yous I want to throw out here. You know, I want to thank, of course, Lost Netta, the family. A lot of help from them throughout the season, whether it was base testing or, you know, just ideas on how to do certain hits or whatever. So, yeah, you know, thanks to the family, Axeyousomethin, Alita Valor, and the Rated. And, you know, I want to thank, of course, the CWL itself. Just, you know, all the clans that make it what it is, the admins for the work that they put into it. I know that they get griped about an awful lot, but that's what happens to the people in power in any organization. And, you know, I know they put in a lot of work, so thanks to them. I want to congratulate and thank Highly Active on a great season for them and a great final. It was a great cap to the season, and I think that the Rising final really did the Rising League justice. That I think you know, everyone in Rising can be proud of how that all turned out for everybody. And then, you know, I want to thank the Nutters. Just, you know, everybody, all the Cronuts, even the people who weren't in that war. People who retired during the season, left during the season. You know, a lot of work went into this whole season. We had people who hadn't been around so much in the playoffs come back and help us test some bases and all that. You know, helping out So, that was all great. And, I got to thank Logjammin for, all the work he does as our leader, and him putting us in position to win, every week as best he can. And I got to specifically also mention, Ross with all the work he does in making sure that we have what we need to win, and Gumdrop for all the extensive base work he does. I was commenting that I spent about 32 hours this week. He was putting in comparable amounts of time all season long, making sure our 9s and 10s were ready to go every week. There's far too many people that I would also love to name, but this video is probably already the longest of the season, and I got to wrap it up. So, thank you for watching my channel. I hope everybody enjoyed the commercials and the posters all season. It was a lot of fun doing it, and as always, thanks for watching. Hello everybody, this is Coach Joe from Coach Joe's Used Base Emporium, and I've got great news for everybody out there. Coach Joe's Used Base Emporium is branching out into the wall business, and today we've got a great deal for you, brand spanking new, right out of the factory walls, level 13 walls, and they're only $5 Is that right? $5 million each? Really? $5 million. Okay. All right. They're only $5 million gold each. That's right. That's all they cost. And nothing can get by these walls. Goblins, heroes, nothing. Well, air troops. Air troops can get by these walls. So, that's balloons, hounds, minions, dragons, baby dragons, of course. And electro dragon. So, yeah. Nothing can get by these walls except for loons, hounds, minions, dragons, baby dragons, and electro dragons. That's it. Hogs. Hogs can jump over these walls, and miners can go underneath. But that's it. That's it. Oh, and wall breakers. Wall breakers can break the walls still and create a hole for troops to go in. But that's it. There are no other troops that can get by these walls, unless you count the warden as a troop. I don't personally count the warden as a troop, but the warden can either jump over the wall or fly over. But no other troops, no heroes can get over these walls, which means there's a lot of other troops that simply can't get by the walls without the wall breaker, unless there's a jump spell. Of course, a jump spell negates the wall, troop can jump right over it, and a quad quake still works. Not a lot of people using it, but yeah, that'll still work. And technically, the skeleton spell, you can just drop it anywhere, so I guess the walls don't matter so much. But that's it. These walls will stop everything else. The new siege factory. What's that cart thing called? Wall wrecker. Really, the wall wrecker. Okay, yeah. And yeah. So the wall wrecker, of course. And then the battle blimp. Technically an air troop, I guess. And yeah, that flies over the walls. And technically, you could put anything in there, so you can hand deliver whatever kind of troop you want over a wall. And it also will soak up air traps and everything. That's great too. So, but that is it. Okay, so there's nothing else. I mean, Raged Velks, they'll burn right through. Well, okay, never mind. So yeah, level 13 walls, Coach Joe's Used Base Emporium. They only cost $5 million each. That's it. Which is super cheap. Yeah, so come on down to Coach Joe's Used Base Emporium and get some of these walls. Yeah, can we get our deposit back? Can we get out of this? No, we're screwed. Okay. Jeez, damn it. Damn it!